Hey guys, it's GirlGotGame and welcome back to Taisho Alice. We're starting episode 2 of our Let's Play here, which means we've got 2 new boys to romance. You can see we've got Gretel and Kaguya. And our girl's looking a little different than she did in episode 1. Kind of a little more out of it, maybe? So I have no idea if the prologue changes now that we're in a different episode or what's going to happen, so I'm just going to start. If things seem too familiar, I'll just bring you to the choices of where we pick our boy. But otherwise, let's just jump in, see what happens. Suddenly you find yourself lost in a world of darkness. Where am I? I keep walking and walking, but I can't seem to find a single exit. It's so dark, I can't see a thing. I can't even tell how far I've walked or how much time has passed. No matter where you go, the scenery around you remains static and unchanging. It's like the darkness has consumed everything, all sense of direction, even the very concept of time itself. Were you to stand perfectly still and hold your breath, the only sound would be that of your own heartbeat. What am I doing here? Who am I? You can't remember a thing. Not even your own name. I can't remember anything. Alone in the dark, fear and loneliness overwhelms you. Hello? Is anyone there? If you're there, say something! Please? No one's here. Was I always alone, or did I lose someone along the way? I don't know. I don't know anything. You soon grow tired of walking, but something spurs you forward in spite of yourself. Maybe I'll find something just up ahead. Your morale is in tatters, and your legs are threatening to give out, but you press on regardless. Ah! What on earth? Out of nowhere, something seizes you by the leg, threatening to pull you down into its inky depths. No! You struggle with all your might, refusing to let the shadows swallow you up. With no way to tell left from right, you run blindly forward. And then, after an impalpable length of time, you meet a young man.
You there.
A young man with golden blonde hair and pretty blue eyes. And his name is... I wonder if we're supposed to remember his name by, like, the final episode, maybe. But for now, we're just like, I don't know. I finally found you!
I don't think so, dumbass!
Ah! Ow, ow, ow! I fell flat on my face! That's different. Oh, that is different. Okay, because I went back and watched the prologue to be like, okay, what exactly happens? Last time we landed on this boy and he told us to get off of him, did he just sidestep me? He did! Ooh, boy's learning. Interesting. So the prologue does change in between episodes.
And you deserved it, imbecile. What gives you the right to jump at me, you maniac? Did you think I would catch you? Think again, dumbass! Not on your life!
So who are you? What are you doing here? Do you know where we are?
Huh. First you show up out of nowhere and try to tackle me, and now you think you can interrogate me. How very presumptuous. I'm almost impressed.
Tell me, what's your name?
You really don't listen to a word other people have to say, do you? Yeesh. If you want to know my name, how about you start by telling me yours? Is that not the very least courtesy you could offer?
Oh, good point. Sorry, the thing is, I don't remember what my name is, or even what I'm doing here.
What, you got amnesia or something?
Most likely, yes. I've been trying to remember, but for some reason I just can't. It's almost like I'm not myself. Everything's so fuzzy.
interesting.
That's all you have to say?
When I asked if you had amnesia, it was little more than a guess based on the personal details you offered to me unprompted. In other words, it was just a reflex. A counter. Lip service, if you will. Rest assured, I haven't a single scintilla of interest in you. Not even a millimicron.
A millimicron? So 1/1000th of a meter? Like a nanometer!
Yes, precisely. Although they've since retired the millimicron as a form of measurement. Gah! We're getting off track!
Oh, right. I wanted to know who you are and what your name is. I feel like that was a little bit different, too.
Talking to you exhausts my will to live.
I think that's the same.
Why do you want to know more about me, anyway? Shouldn't you be focused on yourself right now? You do have amnesia, right?
Well, yes, but... Look, I spent all that time wandering alone in the dark, and now I finally found you. If I had to choose, I'd rather learn about you.
You don't even know your own name, and yet you'd rather a stranger tell you his. You're an odd one, to be sure.
You think so?
Obviously. How else am I meant to describe you? Weird? Abnormal? One corn dog shy of a picnic?
Okay, I do remember that particular insult. Am I really that strange? Oh, I know. In that case, how about you choose a name for me?
There's just no getting through to you. What part of what I said brought you to that conclusion? I'm too smart and handsome and logical for this conversation.
You really love stroking your own ego, don't you?
No idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, you said it's odd for me to ask a stranger his name when I don't even know my own. But I can't remember it, and you're the only other person here. And on top of that, you want me to introduce myself first. So if you choose my name for me, I'll have a name I can introduce myself with. It's like killing two birds with one stone.
No, it isn't. End of story.
Aw, come on.
No, you come on. You know what I hate more than anything? When people get mad at me just because I don't want to do things their way.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's Alice.
Huh?
Good grief, look at that derpy face. You wanted me to introduce myself, did you not? Oh, and just so we're clear, if you make some unfunny, nice to meet you, it's Alice joke, I'm gonna deck you.
What? Who would ever do such a thing? Ahem. I think you remember our last interaction, sir. Alice?
What is it, Arisu?
And he just jumped right into calling us Arisu. Spicy. Wait, what?
God, you're dense. That's your name, obviously.
So I'm Arisu?
That's what I said, isn't it?
And you're Alice?
I guess so.
Yay! Twinsies!
Congrats. That was your most insane reaction yet.
Why do we have such similar names? Wait, do you know me?
Of course not.
Then how...
Long story short, I don't remember either.
You don't remember anything?
Precisely. Now do you understand why I couldn't answer all your questions about where we are and why we're here? I wasn't ignoring you on purpose. I just don't have answers for you, that's all. That said, I didn't take kindly to your lack of manners either. You really need to work on that. My experience is pretty much the same as yours. I can't remember how I got here or why. Didn't seem like that big of an issue, so I decided to hang out for a while. Then you showed up, and here we are. Unlike you, however, I did remember one thing. The name Alice.
So all you remember is your name?
Not quite. While I'm pretty sure Alice or Arisu is someone's name, I can't say for certain that it's mine. After all, Alice is a girl's name. Hardly appropriate for an alpha male such as myself.
But that's all you remember, huh?
Sadly, yes. Just that and nothing more. And if you hadn't turned up asking for my name, I wouldn't have needed one. Which means I'm only Alice because of you. So there you have it. Now that I've laid it all out for you, surely even a total herp-derp like you can figure out why I've decided to call you Arisu. Isn't that right, Dippy?
I was struggling so hard to not laugh through herp-derp. This guy and his insults are just like top tier. Maybe we knew each other before we lost our memories, and there's a chance either Alice or Arisu is actually my name?
Precisely.
You really think we knew each other?
I mean, it's just a guess.
Right. Silly me. You wouldn't remember. Or would he? So, since we're not sure which one is which, I'll be Arisu and you'll be Alice. Okay then. Nice to meet you, Alice.
Don't start acting like Alice joined the party or some crap, alright? I haven't a single flagellum of interest in walking around with you.
Aw, you don't want to join my party? Come on, man. It's one of the best parts of a JRPG. What is that? 1/10 of a millimeter? That's a lot bigger than the millimicrons from earlier.
Sure. Now you're smart. Wish you'd use those brains to comprehend social cues.
So what's your next move, Alice?
Next move? I don't have a next move. Why do you want to know? Knowing precisely how clueless you are, I'll bet you think we can get out of here. Sad to say, I wouldn't waste my time if I were you. We're probably trapped.
What makes you assume that?
Because it's the truth. Granted, I have no way of proving it. Let's just call it a gut feeling. Why do you want to leave anyway? Am I right in thinking you don't want to stay here?
I suppose you're right. I do want to get out of here. I may not have my memories, but I can tell I'm not meant to be here. I mean, why else would the darkness try to swallow me earlier?
The darkness, huh?
Yeah! Before we met up, I was searching for an exit when it grabbed my leg out of nowhere. I thought it was going to swallow me up. Come to think of it.
What? Have you finally realized the extent of your own stupidity?
He totally didn't comment on the darkness stuff this time. Last time we had this long philosophical debate about darkness and dreams and things, and he just dotted me. How is it I'm able to see you so clearly when it's pitch black in here? Isn't that kind of strange?
It seems you're starting to catch on. You're still nowhere near what I'd call smart, but at least we're making progress. If only at what I would consider to be a snail's pace.
Are you saying you already have it figured out?
Well, obviously. Who do you take me for?
An asshole?
That's it! I'm gonna beat your ass!
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It was just a joke. You're a kind, sweet, caring person. So how does it work, anyway? We're not glowing or anything, are we? In this darkness, normally we'd only see each other as shadowy silhouettes. But to me, you look the same as you would under ordinary daylight. Oh, I know! What about me? Can you see me?
Ugh. You really are brain dead, you know that. If I couldn't see you, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. What? You think I'm some kind of handsome young exorcist out here talking to ghosts? Or a basket case hanging out with some figment of his imagination?
Definitely a handsome young exorcist.
Well, think again! Okay, maybe I can't say that for sure, but for the sake of my own self-respect, let's assume I'm not. Can't say I'm interested in making any imaginary friends, at least. I mean, if it bothers you so much, how about you use your own 2 eyes and find out? Or are they just there for decoration?
You're right. I can't be a ghost. I have hands and feet and everything. Phew, that's a relief.
We're getting off topic. Let's rewind a bit. So, you feel uncomfortable staying here because you suspect the darkness will consume you. Do you have any logical basis for feeling this way?
No, not really. It's just a gut feeling. The same way you know we're trapped.
I don't know what sort of darkness you've been dealing with, but supposing it's some sort of sentient fantasy darkness, why would it attack you and not me? I've been standing here the whole time, and unlike you, I've been perfectly safe. How do you explain that?
I'm not sure I can. All I know is that there must be a reason it tried to devour me. Though I don't know if it was seeking me specifically, or if I just happened to pass by, or what. The only other alternative I can think of is, what if the darkness wasn't attacking me, but rather, my body was attempting to assimilate itself?
Oh? And what do you suppose would happen then?
I'm not sure. I think maybe I'd disappear. Cease to exist. Something like that.
I see. In that case, let me ask a different question. How do you know for certain that you have amnesia?
I don't know.
Do you want to get your memories back?
Maybe? No, I definitely want my memory back.
Even at the cost of your current self?
What do you mean?
As it stands now, you have no identity. You can't remember your childhood, your ambitions, anything. In other words, you're a blank slate. To be clear, although genes play a role in the formation of our personality, most of it is dependent upon our environment. Our identities are built upon the foundation of our past experiences. And right now, for you, that very foundation has changed entirely. So, although you're the same person on the outside, you're nothing alike on the inside. And if you regain your memory, you will slowly but surely awaken the other version of you locked away inside yourself. You may assume this other you was a good person, but you can't deny the possibility that she wasn't. After all, you can't remember either way. Assuming you get those memories back, are you prepared to face the sins of your past?
The sins of my past, eh? That's, an interesting choice of words there. Yeah, I am. No matter what mistake she made, no matter who she is, she's still me.
How very admirable. But even if you can accept her, there's no guarantee that she will accept you. What if you regain your memory only to find that you despise the person you were without it?
I don't know. If she despises me, what does that mean for me?
You'll probably disappear. One of you will anyway. Either you or her.
So, no different from if I were assimilated into the darkness.
Precisely.
To be honest, this is all very complicated, and I don't quite get it. But I can tell that you're worried about me. Thank you.
Excuse me.
You're a sweet, kind-hearted person. I'm sure you don't want me to disappear. Think about it. Everything you just said makes it crystal clear you don't want to see me go.
Your unfailing optimism sickens me. I would feel absolutely no remorse if you disappeared. Want to know why? Because this is all a dream.
A dream? Is that even possible?
Listen, I may have amnesia, but my gut tells me that this world is not reality. So, if not reality, what is it? Well, if you think about it, the most realistic answer would be a dream. You said the darkness tried to swallow you, but darkness isn't sentient in real life. So, it follows that the thing you encountered was not, in fact, actual darkness. Just an imitation of darkness. Okay, I do remember this. So, why would you claim that the darkness attacked you? Relax, I'm not trying to say you lied. I'm merely attempting to dispute your statement using deductive reasoning. Supposing this were a dream, however, it would all make sense. After all, if this is a dream, then quite frankly, anything is possible. In a dream, who knows what might attack you? Monsters, ghosts, faux darkness, the Loch Ness Monster. Pretty much whatever you can think of. All logic goes out the window. This concludes my dream reasoning. Any questions? Hello? Quit making faces at me. Are you trying to make me laugh?
I figured if I pinched my cheek, I'd know if it were a dream or not.
Oh, I see. Well then, allow me to assist.
Ow! That hurts! I think?
Have you heard of phantom pain? Supposedly, it's a phenomenon wherein you experience pain in a limb that's no longer attached to your body. They don't know the exact cause of it, but for whatever reason, apparently the brain can register pain that isn't really there. Why is it that we dream in color? How is it that these dreams can perfectly replicate food, right down to the smell and taste? It's because we know what they smell and taste like. We remember. And our dreams use the same neural circuits as our memories. Thus, one can say that a dream is a reproduction or recreation of our memories. In most cases, the people and places that appear in your dreams are taken wholesale from your past. Dreams can't show you the answer to things you don't know, but they can take what you've experienced and invent a solution from there. Alternatively, think about it this way. Let's say you dream that you're falling. Then you wake up to find that you've fallen out of bed, and voila. So, you're welcome to use the classic pinch yourself option to test if you're dreaming, but the pain or lack thereof doesn't matter. It doesn't prove anything. Not unless you wake up.
I see.
Again, it's all just a theory. A dream theory. No matter how credible I may sound, I can't actually prove any of it, so just take it all with a grain of salt. After all, it only counts as a dream if we wake up.
If this is a dream, then why haven't I woken up?
Good grief, you ignorant plebeian. I don't have all the answers. I may be a genius, but I'm not a miracle worker. Try actually using your brain for once instead of making everyone else do all the heavy lifting for you.
You're the one who asked me if I had any questions.
Oh. Come to think of it, you're right. Okay, fine. My mistake. As you wish, I'll give you a hint. I'm a saint, I tell you.
Okay, I think that is slightly different as well.
Remember when you said you'd disappear if you assimilated into the darkness? That suggests to me that your very existence in this dream is on thin ice.
My whole existence?
Yes. You don't remember who you are, which points to amnesia. But how is it that you have amnesia if the dream itself is built from your memories?
Maybe I went to sleep questioning my identity. Or maybe I wanted to forget.
Both perfectly reasonable conclusions.
Is that why you're so convinced we can't escape?
Exactly. You said you were attacked by darkness, but perhaps that was just your subconscious mind trying to erase the manifestation of your identity. For that matter, if this really is a dream, then whose dream is it? Yours or mine?
if we're dreaming about each other, then what relationship do we have in the waking world?
Apparently you exist purely to annoy me. If this is my dream, then it's a nightmare, and frankly, I'm dying to wake up any second now. So, now do you understand? If this is a dream, then I have no reason to mourn your absence.
So you're scared, huh?
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry. Just a stray observation, but... You seem like you're scared that you'll disappear too.
Where'd you get that idea?
Supposing this is a dream, you and I still actively exist in it. Or at least I have some sort of consciousness. Naturally, I'm terrified of losing that consciousness, and since you exist in here with me, I'm terrified of anything happening to you too. So I figure you probably feel the same way.
Don't be
What?
I said I wouldn't mourn you, and I meant it. Don't assume everyone necessarily thinks the same way you do.
She got you. She got you. I'm not talking about everyone. I'm talking about you. You're Alice, and I'm Arisu. We're connected.
Good God, are you ever exhausting to be around? Can we get back to the conversation we were having before it got utterly derailed?
I don't know, I'm enjoying the newness of it all. Oh, right. Let's see. I seem to recall we were debating whether or not this place has an exit.
You still want to leave?
Yeah. Dream or not, I want to get out of here.
Even if the real world you wants to stay?
If this dream is a fragment of my memory, then surely the real me wants to wake up just as much as I do.
All right. Well, have fun looking for the exit. Personally, I'm fine right where I am. Wandering around sounds like a waste of my time anyway. I'm exhausted enough from just entertaining this social interaction. So if you somehow escape, then it's a win-win for both of us.
Won't you be scared all by yourself? Won't you miss me?
Doubt it.
I'll miss you, though.
Ha! I knew you'd say that. Next, I bet you'll suggest we look for the exit together, since 2 heads are better than 1. Am I right?
Sonotori.
I think you meant to say, that's right. Speak English, you goddamn foreigner.
Dang, don't have to come after me like that.
Good grief, you just refuse to give up, don't you? Terrifying. I'm starting to question your sanity.
Just hold my hand. Don't worry. No matter what happens, I won't let go. You're not alone. I'll always be with you.
What do you expect me to do with that?
We should hold hands, silly. That way we won't get separated. Maybe he'll reach his hand out next time, first.
You're such a ditz. Even an animal would have the sense to feel anxious about our current predicament.
Sure, but feeling anxious wouldn't exactly improve anything, now would it?
What are we, 5 years old? How ridiculous.
And yet, I see you've decided to hold my hand anyway. Funny, that.
I simply saw no reason to refuse, that's all.
Uh-huh. Hand in hand, you wander through the darkness. Moments earlier, you were overwhelmed with fear, but now the warmth of his hand reassures you. Man, I like that this is a little bit different. Interesting, interesting.
I see someone's having a great time.
Of course I am. It's nice to have someone around to talk to.
Right. I should have known. What can I say? I'm just a kind, caring, selfless guy who always helps those in need.
Now if only you could work on that attitude problem.
Cram it. Or else I'm out of here.
And so, the friendly conversation continues. No ground to walk on, no concept of time, no one else in sight. And yet, with Alice at your side, you don't miss any of it. You walk and walk and walk until there appears before you a giant looking glass. Whoa! What is that thing?
It's a mirror.
Is it? I thought maybe it was a big crystal.
If it were a crystal, I somehow doubt we could see our reflections quite this clearly.
You're right. I can see my face from every angle.
As can I. Unfortunately.
Hey! Weird that it's so sparkly here in the dark. Is it glowing or is light shining onto it from somewhere?
If this thing is weird for glowing, then what about us?
Maybe it's bioluminescence. You know, like mushrooms.
At least compare us to jellyfish or something, would you?
What about a viperfish?
Even grosser!
Oh, I know! Maybe this is the exit!
Or maybe it's the entrance.
What do you mean?
Think about it. Haven't you ever read about people in fairy tales jumping through the looking glass into another world?
What would the other world be like?
A mirror reflection of this one, obviously. And if this is a dream, then maybe the world beyond the mirror is reality.
What do you think it's like back where we came from?
I couldn't tell you. If this is a nightmare, then maybe the real world is better. Or maybe reality itself is the real nightmare. Why'd you go quiet all of a sudden? Getting cold feet?
I wonder what would happen if we smashed it. Didn't he suggest that the last time? I kind of feel like he did, and we were like, wait!
If I get hurt in the process, I promise you, I will beat the shit out of you.
God, I was just joking! Relax!
Nice try. You're a bad liar.
Maybe there's a reason this giant mirror is here. Maybe we can clear away the darkness by going to the world beyond.
You sure love to ignore me. In the real world, it would be impossible to pass through a mirror. It's the stuff of dreams and fantasy. Pure nonsense.
But this is a dream, right?
Possibly. Maybe it's a lucid dream and we can consciously control what happens within it.
If so, I want to pass through the mirror to the other side. Just as you reach out to the mirror, suddenly it radiates a blinding light. Ah! When the light fades, the mirror no longer reflects you, but two other figures. It's our new boys. On the left is a man wearing a mask and a cheeky grin. On the right is a man with a smile as sweet as candy. Wait, was that a bird cage? Who are these men?
I don't know, but they both have a similar vibe to them, don't you think?
They seem familiar somehow.
Funny you should say that. I was just thinking the same thing.
You prod the surface of the mirror with your finger, and it ripples like water.
Looks like it'll let us through.
Sure does.
Hold on a minute.
What's up?
We don't know the first thing about where these mirrors lead. But, knowing how reckless and foolhardy you are, I already know you plan to charge in head first. Frankly, I have no interest in the world beyond the looking glass. Entrance or exit, it's none of my concern.
What makes you say that?
Instinct. I can just feel it. But unfortunately for me, you're pulling me by the hand, and I doubt you're going to let go anytime soon. Which means I'm stuck with you. God, you're such a nuisance. You drive me crazy. Meeting you has been the biggest mistake of my life. You're like a natural disaster, except worse because you never go away.
That bad, huh?
Damn right. Not that you care what I have to say. I know you're just going to shrug it off regardless.
You do plenty of shrugging yourself, buddy.
In that case, allow me to be direct for a change. Which will you choose?
Alright, well, we're gonna do Gretel's route. But we're gonna do that next time, because, man, just going through the prologue again was a full episode. So, sorry there's no actual real Gretel interactions yet, but next time it should be fully dedicated to him, so stay tuned. I'll see you there, guys.